Other day, I saw Kanan out there with some fools I ain't seen before.
If you and Kanan need anything, you come to me.
If Rock breathing, she hustling. Should've took her out back in the day.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 3. This is the recap. I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And as I told you guys last night, your boy Ronnie, man, he on one. I mean, this dude is very, very weird. He's just staring at Kanan, looking crazy as hell. They calling him the real hood Michael Myers. I told y'all, man, if 50 Cent ever wanted to do some type of scary movie, this is the guy for the job right here. Because this dude is moving around like he's Jason and it's Friday the 13th. He ain't playing around. I mean, he crazy, plain and simple. A guy that watches TV in the dark and the TV ain't even on lets us know what time it is. The crazy thing is, we probably haven't even seen the worst of his character yet, and we know it's just a matter of time before he really turns up. And I believe he just gave us a glimpse of that in this episode. It's more to come, y'all, trust me. But overall, man, it was a solid episode. We know Kanan, he's doing real good with the new hustle. Your boy Famous, he got some sense slapped into him, literally. I mean, that dude was looking shook when Kanan put those paws on him. So I can't wait to see how this whole storyline is going to develop between the two. We saw Jukebox, she killed it at the audition. We already know the R&B group is going to be started soon enough. Probably the next few episodes. We got introduced to the two characters that's going to be a part of her group, Crystal and Aisha. So that's another storyline that we're going to have to look out for this season. But let's hop right into it. What did we see in episode 3 titled Open for Business? Now the episode starts out with crazy ass Ronnie, and he's looking for revenge, y'all. I mean, he popped up out of nowhere. He gets payback on that bouncer that disrespected him in the last episode. We knew this was going to happen. So Ronnie decided to put his hands on him and smash him all up in that car and, took some money. I mean, Ronnie, he's going to be a problem, and he's probably the real threat of season 3 to everybody. Y'all let me know. Now, after that, we see your boy Stefano. He gets hemmed up by the boys. Of course, they want to know what he knows about Salvo Selly, and they're just pressing him, trying to see what they can get. But they don't really have anything solid to keep him down, and we know he has a great team, and he's up out of there. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to keep a guy like this down, especially if you do not have solid evidence. But they let him know, they watching him, and they know he knows all the things that's going on there. So we know this new task force, they're not playing around at all. But at least, Stefano understands just how serious they are. Now, we get to Kanan and Famous, and Kanan is trying to get Famous up so they can go talk to Samrad to see what they can do about this whole weed business. But we know Famous, he's not really feeling it. He's lazy, talking about he need more time to sleep. So Kanan said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go myself and see what I can do. And then we get to Jukebox. She's, getting ready for this audition. Uncle Lulu was helping her out, and we know he's supposed to go there to the audition with her, but we know how things end up turning out. But Marvin, he is there. He's supporting his girl, and he seems like he's really wanting her to win this. And it's good to see that Marvin is actually more supportive of Jukebox's dreams this time around compared to prior seasons. Now, Kanan goes and he has a conversation with Sinrad, trying to set up the whole weed thing, tells him about, the guys on the bikes and what he can do. They end up agreeing on some terms. It seems like Sinrad is cool, but he does not want Famous around this at all because he knows Famous is a screw up. Even his son was talking about how, Famous is smoked out and he ain't about nothing. So, of course, Kanan tells him that he will only be dealing with him and only him, which I don't blame him, y'all. I don't blame him at all. Now, Detective Howard, he goes to Rock and lets her know about the new task force and basically to watch herself, make sure Kanan is good as well. And we know Rock does ask him about Detective Burke. And we know Howard once again lies and says she took herself out. But we all know the truth. Rock knows the truth. And Kanan, he knows the truth as well. But Howard also tells Rock that he saw Kanan hanging around some guys that he never seen him hang around before. So keep an eye on him. And then after that, that's where we see Rock. She goes to, Famous. to check up on Kanan, and that's where she gives him the money, telling him, if y'all need anything, just let me know. And we already knew this was a mistake, but Famous, he's so lazy, he gonna take a handout, he gonna take anything that he can get. So of course he took that money and he was cool with it. I mean, he ain't trying to put in no work, so easy money from Rock is always good for him. But Rock did notice that she was being watched by the boys when she left. I mean, Howard just told her what time it is, but having those feds watch you, that's a different type of pressure. Now Rock, she goes and has a conversation with Jukebox. She gives her a new necklace. We know she's preparing for her audition, and she tells Jukebox if Kanan is involved in anything serious to let her know. We know Jukebox, she's been loyal to Kanan, but we know this season she will let Rock know that he's hanging around a new crowd and some OGs. That's probably going to happen once Kanan starts to hang around Snap and Pop Henry, who we're going to see in later episodes. Now, we get to Ronnie and Unique. They're at the gym lifting weights, and of course the topic of discussion is Rock. We know Ronnie talking about if Rock is breathing, she's still hustling, and he's telling Unique that he probably should have took out Rock a long time ago and how it's not too late. But did y'all see the look on Unique's face? He had a look of concern, like, really? Like, I'm not about to take out my boo. I ain't about to do that. Me and Rock, cool, I'm clapping those cheeks. Ain't no way in the hell she going anywhere. This lets me know that he is concerned, and eventually he is going to have to face his brother, because we know, based off what we saw in this episode, Ronnie, he going to make a move, man. It's just a matter of time before he tries to eliminate Rock if he gets the opportunity to. You guys let me know what y'all thought about that. But ain't no way in the hell I would have Ronnie spotting me. That dude crazy as hell. He be on one. Now, we get to Kanan and Famous. And Kanan, he is pissed off that Famous is acting lazy. He ain't trying to do no work. He ain't about this weed business. On top of that, he is taking money from Rock, and that really pisses Kanan off. He smacks some money out of his hand, and then he smacks Famous right in the face, letting him know that he's not playing around, and that Famous is basically going to do what he tells him to do with this whole weed thing, and he don't want to hear nothing else about it. But man, Famous was looking real shook and scary when he got those hands put on him. What y'all think gonna happen with this storyline? Now, Unique goes and meets up with the new character named Quan. This is the guy that Stefano was talking about, that he has to, have a conversation with before Unique is able to do business with them. And now it seems like everything is good. He tells Unique, you're going to start off with a small package and then we can go from there. But he wants Unique to do the distro at his cousin's restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, where he tells him he doesn't really like Chinese people, but that's where Unique is going to be doing business at. And it really does seem like this guy likes Unique, so hopefully this can go well. Unique cannot afford to mess any of this up, because if so, it ain't gonna end well. Now we get to Panissa and your boy Ronnie, and he wants to know if his Honey Nut Cheerios is in that bag, because he don't play about them Honey Nut Cheerios, right? Now she's pissed off, like, what the hell is going on? You just popping up out of nowhere. She wants to know where is Unique. And Ronnie, man, he pretty much just dry snitched on his brother, talking about he probably got him a little side piece somewhere or whatever. And that pissed her off. But he made sure he went over there and he grabbed his Honey Nut Cheerios. Hell, I won't be surprised if this guy eats his Honey Nut Cheerios with water. But it's going to be crazy to see when she finds out about Unique messing around with Rock, because we know she does not like Rock at all. And he pretty much put that bug out there. So you already know that's going to get out there and be exposed as the season continues to air out. Now, Jukebox is still thinking about the army. We can tell this is something serious for her, and she's probably trying to decide what she really wants to do. Will it be this or will it be the music? But we know she is still going to go to that audition later on in the episode. Then we get to Lulu and Marvin. We know Marvin was going to be dealing up here. He told Rock about this in the last episode, but he ended up getting out of there because he got a 911 page, right? Now, he was thinking that Lulu was going to be good, but Lulu in there drinking, he bar hopping. I mean, this dude is flat out crazy. And from the looks of it, your boy Lulu, he may end up getting himself into some very, very serious trouble this season. Now, Marvin, he goes and check up on the page and finds out that it's Gerald. Remember Gerald from last season? He was a part of the whole anger management thing with him, Miss Renee. And at first we knew Marvin did not like the dude, but they end up being cool by the end of the, the class once everything was over. But Gerald has relapsed. And this is, kind of serious for Marvin, because he probably feels like, man, I need to do this because I need to help him out for one. But of course, the whole Miss Renee connection, whatever. So he wants to do the good deed. Some people say that Marvin may not make it because he's changing his life and he's trying to do better, and it ain't gonna end well for him. But we gonna see, man. I hope your boy Marvin's gonna be okay. I think he is. I mean, for a moment I thought he was gonna take these guys out, but Marvin was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna pay them off. I ain't gonna drop some more bodies off. But he decides to just help Gerald out and get him home. But y'all leave y'all predictions down below on Marvin. Now we get to Rock and Unique, and when Unique came over, Rock was looking outside like the feds was out there, which, I mean, I don't blame her because the feds is watching. The sad thing is, it was Ronnie out there. Peeping Tom Ronnie was out there watching and praying. But Unique did what he did, and that was clap those cheeks. They was playing that Jodeci Stay. I mean, he's got this girl like this is his girl for real. I mean, they having a good old time, right? Now, Unique does tell Rock about the deal that he's made with the Italians and stuff. And of course, that Quan character. Rock tells him to be careful, and basically she does not want any drama around her. We know eventually all this is probably going to blow up, and most likely is not going to end well. Now, drunk Lulu goes into this bar because he notices that someone was playing his pop's music, Eli Thomas. They call him E-Train. Now, Shirley tells Lulu, like, yes, she knew his pops or whatever. She knew all the people that did music back in the day, and she's very surprised that his son will walk into her bar, right? And everything seemed like it was going well, but of course, this guy right here, he was pissed off because there's some rappers there that was performing. So Lulu had to put those hands on him because the dude was just doing entirely too much. So we know Lulu ended up getting kicked out of the bar, and he had to spend his night in jail. Now, we get to your boy Unique. He is leaving Rock's spot, and then we see somebody watching him. And as I just stated, we know it ain't the feds. It's Peeping Tom. It's crazy as Ronnie. I mean, look at this guy. Like, what are you doing? And why in the hell are you looking like that? Like, what's up with his face? I mean, I know the actor was talking about he's going to have some crazy facial expressions. I mean, I guess he was not lying at all. This guy, he's just patiently waiting for that opportunity to make his move. But now he understands, or at least knows, where Rock lives at. Then we get to Adina and Detective Howard. As I told you guys last night, he popped up on her like Bishop popped up on Steel and Juice, and he wasn't playing around. He pretty much told her in a slight way that, look, just let it go. Leave the investigation alone, because we know she is not giving up on Burke. She wants to know everything that happened, and this investigation is getting real close, and he does not want anything coming back on him. So of course he played it off like he's looking out for Burke. He loved her or whatever. He did it in a way to make it seem like he was good, but to me, I think Adina is not going to give up. I think she will continue to try to see what she can dig up on Howard, so he better watch himself. But in reality, she probably needs to watch herself, because we know Howard, he will put her in the dirt right next to Burke if he really had to. Now, we get to Kanan and the boys. He's telling them, the operations on what they need to do as far as the whole new weed business. And it seems like everything is going well as long as everybody does what they need to do. And as of right now, that's exactly what seems like is happening. So we're going to see if anybody slips up, especially somebody like Famous, who's kind of shaky as it is. Then we get to Rock. She's getting her hair done, and she overhears a conversation with her stylist about the landlord wanting to sell the property and how the rent is keep going up or whatever. Rock's going to take this opportunity to buy the property because we already know what time it is. Most likely, Rock's going to use this as a business front in order to clean money once she does decide to get back into the game, which I think is going to happen. Now, we get to the auditions. Jukebox and her dad Marvin, they're outside waiting, but of course Lulu ain't there. That's because Lulu is too busy in jail drunk trying to recover, and Jukebox, she's very upset that he's not there. Now, as we can see, Lulu ain't looking too good. I mean, he's so messed up in the head. He is seeing the ghosts of Scrappy and D-Wiz. We know he felt bad about what happened to them, and that's exactly, what his thoughts is all about, but apparently it ain't them, right? He wakes up, and then he's like, man, I done screwed up. He looks at the clock, and he understands that he's not going to be able to make it in time, and he knows that Jukebox is going to be very upset that he was not there. Now, we get to Unique. He decides to pop up at that, Chinese restaurant. We know Quan was telling him about that's where he's going to do business at. And at first we can tell they was kind of surprised that he was black. And we can see the subtitles is pretty much telling us that your cousin said Quan works with the Italians. So they was kind of surprised about that. But we know they're like, look, the Italians, they got too much heat on them. So he gonna be good. That means it's gonna be less trouble for us. But y'all let me know what y'all think Unique is gonna be on. Hopefully this does end well, but I got that funny feeling it's gonna be some issues along the way. Now, we get to Jukebox. She's back at the audition. Of course, she's very nervous. She is throwing up in the bathroom. All of a sudden, we see Crystal. She comes in there. And of course, she is bragging about already being a part of the group. Like, she's good. And she's putting pressure on the other girls to do the same. We already knew she's going to be a girl that steals the spotlight. And most likely, she's going to be a girl that's going to be a problem for Jukebox. But we know Jukebox, she ain't about that mess. Now, we end up seeing Aisha. She will be the other girl that's a part of the group as well. Her and Jukebox seem cool. I mean, she wished her luck or whatever. And we know most likely she's going to be the girl that has less drama surrounded by her. But Crystal, that's going to be the one that we're going to have to look out for. Now, Jukebox, she goes out there and she kills it for the little bit of time that she ended up having. I mean, the lady cut her off instantly, in my opinion. But we already know what time it is. We know she's going to be a part of this group. And we know Marvin, he ended up, congratulating this girl, telling her that she did very well. Now we get to Brother Malcolm. He's feeling bad about what he's been doing, all these sins he's been committing. And of course, his brother tells him, are you going to join us today? But Detective Howard, he ain't about to go up in there. He just knows deep down inside the stuff that he's been doing probably won't sit well with God. So he's probably feeling real bad about his actions. Now, we get back to Lulu. He goes back to the bar. He apologizes to Shirley, letting her know he did not like what happened or whatever. But she does tell him everything was good or whatever. That guy, he was a mess. And she's talking about, how a lot of new talent, they come there and perform. And Lulu's like, look, how about we get, some talent to come up in here and perform or whatever, because they already coming in here right now. He can help out with promotion and they can blow this up. So we're going to see how this ends up playing out. I'm just hoping that Lulu does not get Shirley hurt, because the way that he's been moving this season, it ain't looking too good. And I would not be surprised if he ends up taking this negative energy and it ends up, hurting somebody else down the line. But I did notice Lulu felt some type of way every time Shirley brought up his pops or whatever. And he said, my pops got what he got because of him. Now, it's definitely some similarities between Lulu and his pops, whether he wants to agree with it or not. I can't wait to see more about this story and, of course, the family and their history. You guys let me know down below what y'all thought about that. Now, we get to Rock at the end of the episode, and we know she is, in the process of buying the property that they was talking about earlier on in the episode. We also know that the feds, they watching her every move. I mean, look at them. I mean, plotting and planning, wishing they can clap her cheeks. These dudes are straight up sickos. But eventually, they're going to make their move once Rock does make a mistake. Now, the episode ends out with Kanan and Famous and the whole business going very well, right? They're doing good with this whole new weed business that Kanan has started up. And then we see out of nowhere, your boy, crazy ass Ronnie, the hood Michael Myers, aka Jason. It's Friday the 13th. I mean, this guy doesn't give a damn. He's in broad daylight, and look at him. I mean, why are you just looking like that, for one? I mean, I can see if you're just out there looking, but why is your chest out? Why is you looking like clueless? Like, what's going on in your head? Kanan is like, look, man, we got to get the hell up out of here. This dude is flat out crazy. Now, Kanan understands who he is. He says that, look, that's Unique's brother, Ronnie. We know eventually these two, they're going to have a conversation. And we know most likely it's a chance that they could be doing business together, because we know Kanan, he's going to be doing business with Snap and Pop Henry. And we know that Ronnie is going to be in that big picture with all the OGs and Kanan. They all kicking it at the club. And I'm going to tell you right now, when Rock finds out that Kanan is even close to Ronnie, she's going to be pissed off. But Ronnie, he's making sure that he's keeping close to everybody and that he knows everybody's moves, right? And he doesn't give a damn what they think about it. As I told you guys, Ronnie most likely is the big threat from season 3. And it seems like his brother Unique is going to have to be the one to decide if he wants to get rid of him, or will he sit back and allow Ronnie to continue to do what he's been doing. If Unique does sit back, it's just a matter of time before these issues continue to build up, and Ronnie may mess around and make a move on him. So he's going to have to make his move before his brother does. But y'all let me know how y'all think that's going to play out. Now, we will continue to talk about Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 3 this weekend. So I want you guys to stay tuned for the videos. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.